Yes, I know. There's a lot of books, and don't worry, I'm trying to, dismiss it. But today we'll be talking about leadership. Um, we think leadership is as in like leaders, as in great leaders or great entrepreneurs. But actually, we can all become great leaders. We don't have to be an entrepreneurs or authors. We can be in everyday folks. Now, let me talk about this. I don't see I am as a leader, but I can see that because I'm helping people in a niche area where they have trouble. Now, some people dislike the opinion of what I have. It's because they believe in this certain way, but there's also a myth about, you know, most people. If you're watching me and viewing me, and you don't know the law of attraction, uh, it's a whole lot of conundrums, and people believe in this, but they're it's weird. I don't. I'll explain that later. But I don't view myself as a leader, but we're all actually leaders. We don't see it that way. Whether you're a parent, instructor, martial art instructor, a master, or a mother, or whether you're a father, whether you're a brother or a sister, or you're a life coach, light worker, authors, whatever, you name it, everybody is a leader. Do you know why I said everybody is a leader? It's because your influence will affect someone else. I'm telling you, just one person can affect one person's life. It's by the thing that you do. Just for example, a kid, their their leader or their authority figure is most of the time their parents. That's what excuse me, it's what they do and that's what they follow. It is how they see the world. But sometimes most people follow the wrong leaders. Most people follow the follower their whole life, and they never get outside of the box, and they never lead. They never lead their life, their dream life. Me, I'm leading the life of interviewing. It's not always easy, but I got to do it. I got to be the example of things can happen for people, but it also take time. But it's the thing is that it's because people don't like the notion of rejection, right? I get rejected, and I get to tell the story that I get rejected. It's not easy when people say this to you and this and that, and you have to deal and you have to tell the story of what happened. But the thing is, most people follow what everybody else does, and they become a follower their whole life. Most people, it's okay to be a follower your whole life. But if you want to become a better person, a better parent, a better instructor, but you need to learn how to lead yourself. And it's all start with a vision, a goal, a purpose. If you do not have a purpose for your life, see, here's the thing: a purpose and a vision, a goal and a plan direct you to your dream. And if you can do that, you're actually a leader, and you're leading yourself to that end results. But if you don't lead yourself, you will be led by someone opinion and someone vision for the future and someone knowledge. And it's very contagious, ladies and gentlemen. The words, the environment is so contagious, it affect who you are today and who you will become tomorrow. Because I noticed the here's the thing. I have conversation yesterday, and I knew right away when it comes to hating a person, you have to be able to justify why you hate the person. So what this had to do, it's funny. I talked to a friend yesterday, and she was influenced by her surroundings, and I won't mention her name, but I knew for a fact that why she hated the person. And you can't just hate a person because someone else tell you. You have to be able to to be able to back it up why you hate that person. If you cannot tell me why you hate that person, that's just mean you're just following everybody else opinions and knowledge. I used to be that person where I used to listen to this person why I hate this person, but I was just following someone's opinion and knowledge. So that's not leading. Leading is I get to choose who I look up to, who opinion affect me, what knowledge input my brain. Because if we don't do that, we're not leading an example. Most of our life, we are affected by someone in charge, and someone in charge has the authority. Usually, the authority figure, well, we look at to see that this is the way to go. The herd mentality is a dangerous place to be. If you're doing what everybody else doing, that means you're not leading a life of purpose and meaningful significance. And why am I talking about all these stuff? Well, every entrepreneur, every author are their own leaders. They're leading their own people. They're helping people. They're a leader. But also, brothers and sisters are also leaders because their siblings see what they do is affected by them. And whether they do something bad or wrong, they're still a model. Sometimes we don't have a role model in our life. I don't have a role model in my life. I have one, but he's a celebrity. He wasn't the celebrities of most people what people see. My celebrity, my role model was a martial artist. And if you don't know who he is, he was the star of Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3. And his name is Jackie Chan. And he influenced my life the most. And I look up to him. So today, I want you. This book is great for anyone who wants to lead. Uh, anyway, I'm gonna read you this. Call yourself a teacher. The outside world knows your profession, what you do by the title on your business card, sales management, CEO, production supervisor, or something else. However, your business card informs someone even more important about what you do professionally, namely you. Don't be misled by what it say. In the eyes of most observers, my title is Coach Wooden, but that's not what I would list first on my resume or business card. From my earliest years, I have viewed my primary job as one of the education others. I'm a teacher. I believe effective leaders are first and foremost good teachers. We are in the education business, whether in class or on the court. My job was the same, to effectively teach those under my supervision how they could perform the best of their abilities in ways that best serve the goals of our team. I believe the same is true for productive leaders in any organization. Among experienced coaches in sports, there's little difference in their technical knowledge of the game. All leaders basically evaluate the same information, draw from the same talent pool, and are constrained by the similar financial consideration. Not always, but most of the time. The difference between usually comes down to the ability of a leader to be an effective teacher of what it takes to move the ball in the process of creating a winning organization. What is your title? Call yourself a teacher. Put that on your business card and remember it well. However, I will confess about just calling yourself a teacher is not enough. You must also know how to teach. With all that experience and know how as a player, I thought I understood basketball pretty well, and I did. Unfortunately, I didn't know beans from apple butter about teaching. I began my career as coaching with a losing season in spite of all my experience, awards, and accumulated knowledge in the subject of basketball. In fact, one of the games we lost was to my alma mater, Martinville High School, led by former coach Glenn Curtis. While I may have known as much about the game as Coach Curtis, the difference was that he knew how to teach it, and I didn't. It was pretty much as simple as that. Of course, knowledge is absolutely essential. I put it smack dab in the heart of the pyramid, call it its skill. But the knowledge is not enough. You must be able to effectively transfer what you know to those you manage. That's just the notes and bustle material, but your standards, value, ideals, belief, as well as your way of doing things. Most of all, you must teach those under your leadership how to become a real team rather than a group of individuals who simply work at the same place with the same boss. All this is possible only if you know how to teach. Most of the leaders required to do more than just tell. Many leaders don't fully appreciate the fact that before telling someone what to do, you must teach them how to do it. And this process requires patience. It's also important to note that this applies not only in individual execution of a specific task, but also to his is her adaptation of organization philosophy. It culture of expectations, normal behavior more. Imparting all this knowledge requires good teaching. As an impatient first year coach, I lacked these skills and became quite frustrated at the slow learning curve exhibited by the basketball player on the Dayton Green Devil team. In fact, I'm not sure I understood there was just a thing as a learning curve. I pushed harder and talked harder and louder with my teaching technique. When that didn't work, I started complaining to other about the player problem, lack of progress, and inability to learn while I was teaching. But the problem was with me rather than my athlete. My impatience preclude good teaching. I'm embarrassed to say that during my second week of practice as Dayton football coach, I got involved in a franca with one of the player to fight because my teaching skill was so green and my fuse, my patience so short. I'm a believer in the law of learning, exploration, demonstrating imitation, correction when necessary. It's usually then repetition. The law of teaching, of course, are the same as learning, and both take time, both require patience. Some under your supervision will catch on quickly, others will not. Understanding that patience is an integral part of good teaching and effective leadership allowed me to accept the various speed at which people learn to accommodate within reason. Those difference. Patience became an asset for me rather than a liability. I came to understand that good things take time. Now look at sometimes when we teach someone, we have to be patient. Just like I have to be patient when I'm uh, it's distilling and teaching people about the law of attraction the right way. And I must lead, and I must be able to show them that things can happen if they do this. But if they don't do this, they will get um, disappointed with the there's a subject called the law of attraction, and then most people know about it. If you heard Bob Proctor and all the people, they know about it. But it's about doing the things that must be done instead of most people in this world. They 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 tend to not do it. It's not always easy when it comes to doing the thing that is important. The thing that we want to do is important, and we shove it off for later. Like since I'm leading people to do their dreams too, and to people say you cannot put off your dream, but you gotta uh, do it when it's difficult, when people criticize, when people say no to, when people reject you. You gotta do it for you, because in 10 years, 5 years, 60 years later, you will regret for the things that you did not do, but you will not regret the thing that you did do or tried to do. Even true failure, it's basically you're falling and you never get back up. That is true failure. For those, when you do the things that you hate, you will never win. If you do the things that you love and it ignites you in a way and inspire you to do something great for people, then you do something great. You stand for something. I stand my belief system. Other people have different belief system. That's okay. This is how I value. This is what I believe. I believe that it's important to have knowledge and skills, but also you need to be able to apply that. It's not always easy, but it can be done. Subscribe to my channel, Laugh Video, because I do book reviews and interviews. That's how I lead, by example. And I still talk about it. Even if people disagree. Look, I believe that you can have disagreement. But anyway, it's okay. I mean, not everybody you can always agree with. I mean, there's entrepreneurs I look up to. I sometimes disagree. But, I agree with some of the stuff they say, but that's okay. I have my thing, and you have your thing, right? Everybody have this. All right? And I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Great book. You should get it.